Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class. It's actually a recording of a class given by Srila Prabhupada in 1973 in Los Angeles, California. Canto 1, Chapter 15, Text 30. We ask that you kick up the volume of your listening devices. Sometimes the recording is a little low. Without further ado, we'll start the class. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Gītaṁ bhagavatā jñānaṁ yat tat saṅgrāma-mūrdhani kāla-karma-tamo-ruddhaṁ punar adhyagamat prabhuḥ gītaṁ bhagavatā jñānaṁ yat tat saṅgrāma-mūrdhani kāla-karma-tamo-ruddhaṁ punar adhyagamat prabhuḥ gītaṁ bhagavatā jñānaṁ yat tat saṅgrāma-mūrdhani kāla-karma-tamo-ruddhaṁ punar adhyagamat prabhuḥ gītaṁ bhagavatā jñānaṁ yat tat saṅgrāma-mūrdhani kāla-karma-tamo-ruddhaṁ punar adhyagamat prabhuḥ gītaṁ bhagavatā jñānaṁ gītaṁ, instructed, bhagavatā, by the Personality of Godhead, jñānaṁ, transcendental knowledge, yat, which, tat, that, saṅgrāma-mūrdhani, in the midst of battle, kāla-karma, time and actions, tamo-ruddhaṁ, enwrapped by such darkness, punar, adhyagamat, revived them again, prabhuḥ, the Lord of his senses. Translation. Because of the Lord's pastimes and activities, and because of his absence, it appeared that Arjuna forgot the instructions left by the Personality of Godhead. But factually this was not the case, and again he became Lord of his senses.
So, here it is explained what is Bhagavad Gita. Gītaṁ bhagavatā. Bhagavatā means by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And gītaṁ means spoken. They say sung by, you can say. But gītaṁ means spoken by. Therefore it is called Bhagavad Gita. The instruction given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead personally. Therefore it is called Bhagavad Gita. Now, Arjuna says that this science was spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we read Bhagavad Gita, then we must follow the version of Arjuna, because Arjuna directly heard Bhagavad Gita from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he says that this science, gītaṁ bhagavatā. So why there should be interpretation? Because the person who heard directly from Bhagavan, the Supreme Person, he says that this is spoken by the Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one who is hearing directly, he is saying something, but you are saying something. So you have no right. This is called parampara system. The person who heard Bhagavad Gita directly from Krishna, whatever he says, that is to be accepted. You cannot interpret. This is the parampara system. So if we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, then we must understand in the same way as the person who directly heard from it. This is called parampara system. Suppose I have heard something from my spiritual master, so I speak to you the same thing. So this is parampara system. You cannot imagine what my spiritual master said. Or even if you read some books, you cannot understand unless you understand it from me. This is called parampara system. You cannot jump over to the superior guru, neglecting the next acharya, immediate next acharya. Just like our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult, we cannot understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. This is not possible. We have to understand through the Goswamis. Therefore you will find in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, at the end of every chapter, the writer says, Rupa Raghu Natho Pade, what is that? Krishna Das. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Sadajar as Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Das. This is the process. It does not say that I have understood Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. No, that is not understanding. That is foolishness. You cannot understand what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, repeatedly he says, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Sadajar as Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna. I am that Krishna Das, Kaviraj, who is always under the subordination of the Goswamis. This is Parampara Vishishta. Similarly, Narottam Das Thakur also says, Eichaya Gosai Jar Taramui Das. I am servant of that person who has accepted the 6 Goswamis as his master. I am not going to be servant of any other person who does not accept the way and means of. Therefore we say, we offer our prayer to our spiritual master, Rupanuga Varayate. Rupanuga Varayate. Because he follows Rupa Goswami, therefore we accept spiritual master. Not that one has become more than Rupa Goswami or more than, no. Tadero charana sevi bhakta sane vas. This is the parampara. Now here the same thing is repeated. Arjuna, who directly heard from Krishna. Sometimes some people say, it is Askalda, that Arjuna heard directly from Krishna, but we don't find Krishna in our presence. So how can I accept it? But it is not the question of direct presence. Because you have no idea of the absolute knowledge. Krishna's words, Bhagavad Gita, is not different from Krishna. It is not different from Krishna. When you hear Bhagavad Gita, you are directly hearing from Krishna, because Krishna is not different. Krishna is absolute. Krishna, Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's quality, Krishna's instruction, everything Krishna, they are all Krishna. They are all Krishna. This has to be understood. They are not different from Krishna. Therefore Krishna's form here, he is Krishna. He is not a statue, he is a marble statue, no. He is Krishna. He has appeared before you because you cannot see Krishna. You can see stone, wood. Therefore he has appeared in that form. You think that it is stone and wood, but he is not stone and wood. He is Krishna. This is called absolute truth. Similarly, Krishna's words are also not different from Krishna. When Krishna's words are there in the Bhagavad Gita, is Krishna. Just like the South Indian Brahman. As soon as he opened, he was illiterate. He could not read Bhagavad Gita. But his Guru Maharaj said that you shall read every day 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. So he was puzzled that I am illiterate, I cannot read. All right, take Bhagavad Gita. So, he was in the Naganath temple, he took the Bhagavad Gita and like this. He could not read. So, his friends who knew him, they were joking. Well, Brahmin, how you are reading Bhagavad Gita? He did not answer because he knew that his friends were joking me. Because I do not know, illiterate. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he was also surprised. The Brahman, he was reading Bhagavad Gita. He said, sir, I am illiterate. I cannot read. It is not possible. But my Guru Maharaj ordered me to read. What can I do? I have taken this book. This is staunch follower of Guru's word. He is illiterate. He cannot read. There is no possibility. But his Guru Maharaj ordered, you must read Bhagavad Gita daily, 18 chapters. Now, what is this? This is called bhavasādmika buddhi. I may be quite incomplete. It doesn't matter. But if I try to follow the words of my Guru Maharaj, then I become complete. This is the secret. Jasya devi para bhakti jatha devi tatha guru. If one has staunch faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and as much faith in the Guru, jatha devi tatha guru, then the revealed scriptures become manifest. It is not the education, it is not the scholarship, it is faith in Krishna and Guru. Therefore Chaitanya Chaitamrita says, Guru Krishna kripa paya bhakti lata bij. Not by education, but by scholarship. Never says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Guru Krishna kripa. By the mercy of Guru, by the mercy of Krishna. It is the question of mercy. It is not the question of scholarship or opulence or richness. No. The whole Bhakti Marga depends on the mercy of the Lord. So we have to seek the mercy. Athapi te deva padambujaddam prasada lesanu grihita evahi jñānaṁ tattam. Prasada lesha. Lesha means fraction. One who has received a little fraction of mercy of the Supreme, he can understand. Others, nachana ekopi chirang vichanna. Others, they may go on speculating for millions of years. It is not possible to understand. So, Bhagavad Gita, as it is, that we are presenting. Because we are presenting Bhagavad Gita as it was understood by Arjuna. We do not go to Dr. Radha Krishna, this scholar, that scholar, this rascal, that. No. We do not go. That is not our business. That is parampara. So Arjuna here says, Bhagavatā, what I heard from he, that personality is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. Bhagavan means full of 6 opulences. I have described it many times. So here is the direct hearer, listener. He says, Bhagavatā. How you can say that Krishna is not Bhagavan, ordinary person? How you can say? One who heard the message, he says, directly. This is called parampara system. This is called parampara. Evam parampara praptam imam raja sayavid. So if we understand Bhagavad Gita as Krishna, as Arjuna understood, that is perfect. That is Bhagavad Gita as it is. And if you try to understand Bhagavad Gita as some rascal commentator says, then you are reading something else. Rubbish. There is no meaning. You are simply wasting your time. He may be such scholar, such big politician or big, in our country, big politicians, they have commented, big yogis, they have commented, big scholars, they're all useless. Take it. Useless. If you read such commentary of Bhagavad Gita, it is simply waste of time. If you actually want to study Bhagavad Gita, then as Arjuna understands, Arjuna, he directly listened from Krishna. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, after understanding Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, he said, Krishna, you are Parabrahma. Parabrahma, Parangdhava, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. Bhavan means your Lord. You are Parabrahma, the Supreme Brahma. He is Supreme Brahma. Brahma means spirit. And Brahma means the greatest. So, he has explicitly explained that spirit soul, we are all spirit soul, every one of us, but he is the supreme spirit soul. Param. Param means the supreme. He is not ordinary. So, he comes as ordinary, not ordinary, as human being, but he is the supreme human being. That is the difference. Supreme human being. But one who cannot understand, one who thinks, well, Krishna is like us, he has got also 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 head. We have got also. He is like me. He is a mūrdha, a rascal. Therefore it is said in the Bhagavad-gītā, abhajananti māṅgā-mūrdhā. These rascal fools, they deride. They think, mānasim tanumāna, param bhāvam ajananta. They have no knowledge of the param bhav. So, the param bhav, that is understood by the devotee. That is the difference. Buddha bhavo samannita, Krishna has said. Buddha bhavo samannita, param bhava. That is bhava. Bhava means assimilation. Oh, Krishna is so great. This is called bhava. That is real understanding. When you understand really this bhava stage, bhava bhakti, simply engaged in Krishna's service. The param bhava, the person who has not come to the stage of bhava, he cannot understand Krishna. Param bhava ajananta. The bhava stage comes. Everyone can attain that bhava stage. There is process. This process is described by Rupa Goswami. How to come to the bhava stage. Bhava stage means just prior to perfection. One has come to the bhava stage, next stage is perfection. Next stage is full perfection. So how to come to this bhava stage? That is, Rupa Goswami has described adu shraddha. First of all, little faith. Just like many outsiders also come here, know what these people are doing, this Krishna consciousness man. So let us see. So shraddha, that is called shraddha. Shraddha, real shraddha means complete faith. That is described by Chaitanya Charitamrita. Shraddha shabde vishwas sudhira nischa. One who has got this much faith, strong faith, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This faith, not flickering, firm faith. Yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality. And that is called Shraddha. That is the beginning of Shraddha. If you have got still doubt, then you have not come to the stage of Shraddha. Superfluous. You may come. But when you actually believe that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and if I engage myself in Krishna's service, I am perfect. 2 things. That is Shraddha. And the more you increase this Shraddha, you become advanced. The beginning is this Shraddha. Tādhu Shraddha. How this Shraddha, this faith can be increased? Sadhu Sangha. If you keep yourself associated with the devotees, then this Shraddha can be increased. If you simply believe, yes, Krishna is Supreme Personality, but you do not live with the sadhus or devotees, then it will drop. It will finish. So just to keep the standard, the temperature right, you must keep always yourself warm. If you go away, then your warmth is gone. Again you become cold. You see? This is the process. Ādau sadhya, tato sadhu sangha. Everything is perfect. The first thing is that you must believe that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Yes. And to keep this faith strong and going on, you must keep association with devotees. Otherwise, whatever little faith you got, it will be lost. You become again under the clutches of Maya. Tādhu sadhya tato sadhu sangha. And if you actually associating with sadhu, then the next stage is bhajana kriya, initiation. How to worship Krishna. Then, anartha nivritti sadh, if you are actually engaged in devotional service, anartha, which are not required, things will vanish. Just like we ask our students, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating. You simply by hearing, you cannot follow it. It is not possible. If you make bhajana kriya, if you are actually following, chanting 16 nouns, then you can follow the others. Otherwise, if you are spiritually weak, you cannot. The government is spending so much money to stop this intoxication, LSD in your country. They are all failure. But here, with our poor association, a person can give up immediately. You just see how much the association is strong. Ādau sadhya tato sadhu. Then after one is free from these sinful activities, then he comes to the understanding stage. So long one is sinful, he has no possibility of understanding. Jesham antagatam papam. One who is completely free from all sinful activities. Antagatam. Finished. Jesham antagatam papam jñānaṁ punya-karmana. And how we can become free from sinful activities? Unless you act piously. Because you must have some engagement. If you have no pious engagement, then you cannot become free from sinful activities. You must act. If you do not act piously, then you must act viciously. This is the way. The Mayavadi philosopher, they simply want to stop impious activities, but they do not engage themselves in pious activities, therefore they fail. They'll fail. You must act side by side. Parang drishtani vartate. If you get something better, then you can give up inferior. But if you do not get better, you cannot give up the inferior. That is not possible. So, you can give up these impious activities provided you are engaged fully in devotional service. Otherwise it is not possible. Simply by moral instruction, that stealing is very bad, don't steal. Nobody will accept. Nobody will accept. It is practical. One man has stolen and is arrested and is going to the police custody. So everyone has seen and he has heard also that the government says that if you steal, you will be punished. And in the Bible or any other religious scripture it is said that stealing is not good. So he has heard it and he has seen it, that a man who has stolen, he is going to jail. So these two things are experienced, hearing and seeing. See, in spite of all this experience, why does he steal? Because he has no good association. He knows that stealing is bad. Otherwise, why he steals at night? Nobody can see. He knows he is doing some bad thing. But why he cannot give up that bad thing? Because he is not associated with good person. That is it. So association is so. Therefore we have named this Krishna Consciousness Society. Not Krishna Consciousness only. Krishna Consciousness Society. The society is so beneficial, we should understand. So, in this way, tato bhajana kriya anartha nivittisya. If we prosecute our devotional activities and keep association with the devotees, then we can be free from sinful activities. And when we are completely free from sinful activities, then we get nishtha. Yes, it is. Full faith. Nishtha means full faith. Tato nishtha. Tato ruchi. Ruchi means taste. Why you are hearing about Krishna? Daily the same thing we are speaking. We are speaking nothing new. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And you have to surrender. This is our whole daily business. But why you are coming to hear the same hackneying words? Because it is very pleasing. This is called ruchi. Taste. Yes, I want to hear this repeatedly. Yes. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. I am the eternal servant. You have got a taste. Unless one gets the taste, they will say, what is this happening? Hare Krishna, 24 hours you can chant. Because we have got a taste. Others cannot do it. This is called ruchi. And ruchi means asakti, attraction. I must go. I must chant. I must do. Tato nishtha, tato ruchi, tatha sakti, tato bhava. Then bhava. Oh, Krishna. I am associated with Krishna. And then Krishna's love. That is perfection. So those who are not attained to this stage, first stage is how to become free from sinful act, anartha. Anartha, we don't require, but we have habituated. And because Maya is so strong, we don't require to smoke. But the Maya is advertising. Here is one cool cigarette, what this hot cigarette, here is this. This is called Maya. We don't require it. It has no existence. There is no pleasure. But still you are attached to it. That is called Maya, illusion. That is called illusion. So we have got so nice friends all over the world, that what we do not require, that is, they are simply alluring us. Here is whiskey, here is this wine, here is that wine. Here is this woman, here is this illicit sex, here is this cigarette, here is meat eating, this is going on. So, therefore, this Krishna consciousness movement is the only humanitarian work who can save the human society. All are helping them to go to hell. This is a fact. All are helping simply. So many innocent human beings are being slaughtered, you see, by education, by culture, by so-called society. It is a very vicious circle. Therefore, here it is said, Krishna, Arjuna says, Jatas saṅgrāma-mūrdhani kāla-karma-tamo-ruddhaṁ. This nice instruction of Bhagavad Gita becomes choked up by the time, kala. The time, you know everyone, time's business is to destroy. You construct a very nice house, 10 years or say 5 years after, you have to again repair it because the time has destroyed it, so many things. The time destroys. This is the business of time. Kala. And karma, our karma, because we are always engaged in sinful activities. Karma. Kāla-karma and tamo, ignorance. Ignorance. Tamo means darkness. And the symptom of tamagun is laziness and sleep. Those who are lazy and sleeping, you must know, he is under the influence of tamagun. And rajagun, always active, foolishly. Just like these people are running, they are rajagun. Actually, in this world, there are two gunas, raja and stama, ignorance and foolishly active. Foolish active is very dangerous. There are 4 classes: lazy intelligent, busy intelligent, and lazy foolish and active foolish. The active foolish is the 4th class man. So at the present moment, they are very active, but they are all foolish. Therefore, the world is in danger. Active foolishness. Foolish, if he stops, if he does not work, it is better. But as soon as he becomes active, it becomes more dangerous. So, this rajastama bhav is prominent. There is no satagun. Goodness is very rare. The symptom of goodness is that he can see everything right. That is goodness. Prakash. Just like in sunshine, you can see everything clearly. Similarly, one who sees clearly things as they are in the goodness mode of. There are 3 modes of the material nature. One who is acting foolishly, he is rajagun. And one, he does not know what is the meaning of life, simply laziness and darkness, that is tamagun. So those who are in the tamagun, jaganna guna vrittista adhogachanti tamas. So they will go to the animal kingdom. They will go again animal to them. The rajagun may have their birth, human birth again. But that is also very difficult. But if you stay in the satogun, then your life is successful. Even if you do not get Krishna in this life, you will get next life. If you keep yourself satogun. Urdhaṁ gaccanti sattva, they will gradually be promoted to the higher planetary system or in the spiritual world. Therefore, we are trying to keep ourselves, our students, always in the satogun. Cleanliness, satta samo dhamma tidikha arjava jñānaṁ vijñānaṁ astikam brahma karma svabhajo. To remain a Brahmin. If you remain a Brahmin, then you will not fall down. You will not fall down. Otherwise, if you remain in tamagun, then you are going to be next animal. This is the process of nature. You cannot check. You may be very great scientist, but you cannot check the process of nature. That is not. Daivit jesa gunamayi mama maya durutvaya. That is not possible. That is natural. I have given the instance. That if you contaminate some poisonous disease, you must suffer. That is natural way. Not that why I shall suffer. No, you must suffer. because you are already contaminated. Therefore, the contamination of this material world is going on. Satagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. If you contaminate with the Tamagun, then you must suffer. If you contaminate Rajagun, you must get the result. That is not in your hand. You cannot say. But people are so foolish, they do not know how nature is working. They are puffed up with their little knowledge and thinking they master of the thing. That is not possible. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. I apologize for these. There was a guy that just called me right in the middle of all of this. So a wonderful lecture by Srila Prabhupada as usual. So many points that he listed, and I was very happy about one thing that we had the fortune of Srila Prabhupada describing from faith all the way up to the place we had to get the Baba platform, and then from there to Prema. Again, I apologize. I just got distracted a little bit by a phone call from an insurance agent. But anyway, so this is the time to put this on mute yourself. And please join in the discussion. Srila Prabhupada always gives us a lot to think about. I'm looking to see if Prabhu is on. I don't see him on. If Prabhu, if you're on, then please you can start with the discussion. I don't see him on the. I apologize. Actually, there's a guy that I thought he'd give me a short discussion, but he just kept going on and on and on and running into the lecture itself. So I had to get him off. Okay, so in the meantime, devotees, while you're thinking about some takeaways that you might want to present to all of us, I'll start with what I picked up. Srila Prabhupada started talking about Bhagavad Gita being spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to Arjuna. And this is the parampara system, and this is how the Shastra is to be taken. He also gave an example of Krishnadas Kaviraj showing the parampara system. I mean, offering obeisances literally to the parampara system by stating his subordination to the 6 Goswamis. And if you look at Chaitanya Charitamrita that he wrote, every time he finishes a chapter, a major section, then he gives obeisances to the 6 Goswamis who were in the line of parampara ahead of him. So, Srila Prabhupada also talked about Krishna being the absolute. So when you hear Bhagavad Gita, you're hearing directly from Krishna because Krishna is absolute. And then he reminded us that even the Murti is Krishna also, who has appeared in that form, because we don't have spiritual eyes to see. So by his mercy, he appears in the deity form, the Murti form, like that. And his words, Krishna's words, are also Krishna. So the connection, the example that Srila Prabhupada gave about the illiterate Brahmana who was asked by his guru to read 2 chapters of Bhagavad Gita every day, even though he really couldn't read. His friends were teasing him. But Lord Chaitanya also came to him and questioned him and said, and he said, or he replied to Lord Chaitanya that this was on the order of his guru. So Srila Prabhupada was making the point is when we have faith in Guru and Krishna, then by their mercy, we get to understand the Shastra. It's by the mercy of when we have faith, we have to have faith first. Then the scripture is revealed to us. And Srila Prabhupada even said, one who has received a fraction of the Lord's mercy, he can understand. So it takes a lot of faith that engenders or gives us the mercy, and then from the mercy we can understand. So Bhagavad Gita is for all of us, but then for those who have to have faith and who have faith in Krishna, they begin to have a better understanding of this. Bhagavad Gita is presented, and now, especially the way Srila Prabhupada wrote it, based on how Arjuna heard it. This is the parampara system. Evam paramparam praptam imam raja shividu, we quoted it. And he talked about how many big scholars have commented on Bhagavad Gita, but their commentaries are all useless. Because when Arjuna heard from Krishna, he said, Para Brahman, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam, Bhavam. So one who compares Krishna's appearance to himself, oh, he's got two hands, he's got one head, two legs, just like me, and downplays Krishna's position and Krishna's potency, that is a mudha, a fool. So then he throws one challenge to all of us that I hope we picked up. And that is, first he stated generally, but actually he was telling us, one who has not come to the stage of bhava cannot understand Krishna. So this is not Krishna consciousness sitting at one level and thinking that I'm comfortable in that level, and by Guru's mercy, I'm going to be okay. No, we have to strive to go up and up and up and up to the stage of bhava. You haven't come to the stage of bhava, you cannot understand Krishna. The thing is, unless you go to an amusement park, you don't know what's in there. You're standing outside, oh, it looks like a lot of fun going on, but you haven't been in there. Or if you haven't opened the bottle of honey to actually taste the honey and you're looking at it from the outside, you haven't tasted the honey. So you haven't come to, if you haven't come to the bhava stage, you don't know what it really is like. It's a consciousness is like. So, and it's not blocked for anyone. Everybody can. Then Srila Prabhupada says, Rupa Goswami has explained it. So then we must have a little faith, shraddha. He said, real shraddha is complete faith. That firm faith that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and nobody can shake you from that belief. It's interesting. Yesterday, we were having discussion when Bhagavadā Prabhu was preaching, and Vishnupada Prabhu brought some of the things other people are saying, who is the original personality of God, as some people are saying, some, I don't know, Sampradayas maybe, that Narayan is the Supreme Personality of God, that Narayan is not the original Supreme Personality of God. The original is Sri Krishna. And Rupa Goswami refuted it. This was on yesterday's lecture. So the faith that Krishna, the firm faith that he is the supreme controller, that is necessary. Then we have to keep ourselves in the association of devotees. Then when we do that, the faith will increase. Otherwise, the Prabhupada warned that it will drop. Then we will fall into Maya. The next is Bhajan Kriya. That's when we get initiated. Then Anata Niviti, the unwanted desires begin to fall apart and fall from us. And that's a very good situation, but also for devotees, from our own experience, it takes time. It takes time for many devotees to get off. The more you stay away from association of devotees, the more the nata-niviti, or getting rid of unwanted desires, takes longer and longer and longer. And I'm talking about years, sometimes decades. But Srila Prabhupada has challenged that we have to come to the Bhava platform. So when the person is initiated, now the guru is responsible, and they are responsible to serve the guru and take his instructions. Now it's a real serious matter. Everything has to be done. Krishna will set up different situations for us to learn from in order to grow. And grow means take this anarthas or unwanted desires away from us. Learn and mature. It is a very steady process if we are humble enough. But if we have a big false ego, we can literally get stuck and even slide downwards to the nata-niviti stage. So if the one is completely free from that stage of anarthas, then you have to act piously. Prabhupada said this. We have to act piously. Impious things are gone, but we have to act piously. He made the example of my bodies wanting to stop impious activities, but they don't engage in pious activities. They want to stop the impious one, but they don't do anything positive. In other words, they stop the negative, but then that falls, we fall down again. They fall down again. The reason is that in Krishna consciousness or in spiritual life in general, you cannot stay at one level. You are either going up or you're going down. And so we just, the Prabhupada has given us the challenge, get to the Baba platform. But he was explaining, okay, so now they are in the anathanivishti stage, the getting rid of unwanted desires, sinful desires. The sinful activity should go, but the sinful desires also should go. So he gave an example. Sometimes when the sinful desires are there, he gave one example to demonstrate that. He said, a man can hear that stealing is bad, even see that somebody is stolen and has been arrested, but he cannot give up stealing. Why? Because that person has no good association. If we do devotional service and associate with devotees, then nishta, the next stage, will also happen. Full faith. And from full faith, we get ruchi, we get taste. And then from that point, we can chant even 24 hours. From ruchi, we go to ashakti, and that's the attraction to everything about Krishna. So those who have not come to this stage will still be attracted by Maya. Maya will challenge them. We can get tried by either illicit sex, cigarettes, alcohol, all kinds of things that Maya will poke holes like that in our devotional creeper, our devotional attempt. So Krishna consciousness, he said, is the only movement in the world for humanitarian work. It's the only humanitarian work, real humanitarian work. All others are helping people, but then they wind up literally going to hell because they can't get out of the material world. And material world, every part of the material world is actually hellish, even though there are lower planets where actually, or hellish planets where the real punishment takes place. But everybody else is in anxiety in the material world anyway. Then he talked about the different modes. Sattvagun, Tamagun, Rajagun, mode of goodness, Sattvagun, mode of passion, Rajagun, and mode of ignorance. Of course, we know where we should be, never in the ignorance, because ignorance, that risks even not getting not only not going back to Godhead, but not even getting a human body if you're acting in mode of ignorance. You have to be very careful about that. Passion, again, wanting for oneself, selfishness. And so, at the very least, we should be in mode of goodness. But by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, we get to chant the Hare Krishna, which is transcendental. That is from the spiritual world. So, like that, get rid of these Tamagun and Rajagun, so we don't get diseased like that. So, we can say, but then he said in the end, people are so foolish, they do not know how nature is working. So they have pulled, with up there the little knowledge and they're thinking that they become master of everything. That's not possible. We have to be humble and take instructions from Guru, and this is how we're going to grow. So he talked about the faith, real faith, firm faith, and then that's Shraddha, and then to keep the faith, we should associate with devotees. So he keeps saying, our best friend should be a devotee. If you have a best friend as a kami, you got problems. Because our best friends are the ones we associate the most with. And the one you associating the most with is not telling you about Krishna, you got problems. He's only going to talk about material things that are not, that are fleeting. Some of them are foolish and at the very best, mode of goodness, but no transcendental anything. So our best friends should be devotees. Keep the association of devotees so that our faith will remain strong. And then, of course, by the mercy of Krishna, we get an initiating guru to initiate us, and then we begin to work on ourselves. Actually, working on ourselves should start right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. But especially after initiation, it becomes an alternative, getting rid of unwanted desires, because then purification is necessary to get us to the Baba platform, which is the beginning of love. Now, all the services are done from the heart, and they are not done based on instructions. They are done because the habit has been formed, and now we really want to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead and serve devotees. If we serve the Lord and don't respect and serve the devotees, we are in the Kanishta platform, third level. We have to get to the second level. We have to be able to serve not only Guru and Krishna, but we have to serve devotees also with the same intensity as we serve Guru, the same intensity. So we have the opportunity to go back to Godhead. If only we knew what was waiting for us, we wouldn't have to be told so much. We would be taking this very, very seriously. There is so much that we stand to gain back in the spiritual world. So much. We wonder why we wanted to come here. But anyway, I'm not going to belabor that part so much. If you always want to add some points or ask questions, you certainly can do that. Hare Krishna. Just unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. If not, then thank you very much for coming on. You're already doing a wonderful thing by being regular to this program. It's extremely important to be regular. The only thing is those who come a little later, please try to come early so you catch everything. That's all that's necessary. All right. Vanchakalpatarubhya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful. Today is Ekadashi. One more announcement. Today is Ekadashi, and also tomorrow's class is by His Holiness Chandamali Swami. It starts at 7 because of his travels. He starts at 7 in the morning, not 8. That's for tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Jai.